Devaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrutyam
Narayanam Namaskrutyam
Naranjaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayena Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naisiti
Bhaktin Bhavati Nashti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagapa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna, welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 33. The chapter name is The First Step in God Realization. Okay, please repeat the sloka behind me. Nadyo asya nadyo atha tanū-ruhāṇi.
Nadyo asya nadyo atha tanū-ruhāṇi.
Mahī-ruhā viśva-tanor nṛpendra.
Mahī-ruhā viśva-tanor nṛpendra.
ananta-vīryaḥ śvasitam mātariśvā.
ananta-vīryaḥ śvasitam mātariśvā.
gatir vayaḥ karma guṇa-pravāhaḥ.
gatir vayaḥ karma guṇa-pravāhaḥ.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Nadyaḥ,
Nadyaḥ,
the rivers.
the rivers.
Asya,
Asya,
of him.
of him.
Nāḍyaḥ,
Nadyaḥ,
veins.
veins.
Atha,
Atha,
and therefore.
and therefore
tanū-ruhāṇi,
tanū-ruhāṇi,
hairs on the body.
hairs on the body.
Mahī-ruhāḥ,
Mahī-ruhā,
the plants and trees.
the plants and trees.
viśva-tanoḥ,
viśva-tanoḥ,
of the universal form.
of the universal form.
nṛpa-indra,
nṛpa-indra,
O king.
O king.
ananta-vīryaḥ,
ananta-vīryaḥ,
of the omnipotent.
of the omnipotent.
śvasitam,
śvasitam,
breathing.
breathing.
mātariśvā,
mātariśvā,
air.
air.
gatiḥ,
gatiḥ,
movement.
movement.
vayaḥ,
vayaḥ,
passing ages.
passing ages.
karma,
karma,
activity.
activity.
guṇa-pravāhaḥ,
guṇa-pravāhaḥ,
reaction of the modes of nature.
reactions of the modes of nature.
Translation, please repeat behind me. O king,
O king,
the rivers are
the rivers are
the veins of the gigantic body.
the veins of the gigantic body.
The trees are
The trees are
the hairs of his body.
the hairs of his body.
And the omnipotent air
And the omnipotent air
is his breath.
is his breath.
The passing ages are
Passing ages are
his movements.
his movements.
And his activities are
And his activities are
the reactions
Are
of the
the reactions of the
three modes of material nature.
three modes of material nature.
Purport. The personality of Godhead is not a dead stone, nor is he inactive. As is poorly taught by some schools, he moves with the progress of time and therefore he knows all about the past and future, along with his present activities. There is nothing unknown to him. The conditioned souls are driven by the reactions of the modes of material nature, which are the activities of the Lord. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.12, the modes of the nature act under his directions only, and as such, no natural functions are blind or automatic. The power behind the activities is the supervision of the Lord, and thus the Lord is never inactive as is wrongly conceived. The Vedas says that the Supreme Lord has nothing to do personally, as is always the case with superiors. But everything is done by his direction. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without his sanction. In the Brahma Samhita 5.48, it is said that all the universes and the heads of them, the Brahmas, exist only for the duration of his breathing period. The same is confirmed here. The air on which the universes and the planets within the universes exist is nothing but a bit of the breath of the unchangeable Virat Purusha. So, even by studying the rivers, trees, air, and passing ages, one can conceive of the personality of Godhead without being misled by the formless conception of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 12.5, it is stated that those who are much inclined to the formless conception of supreme truth are more troubled than those who can intelligently conceive of the personal form of Dasa. Hare Krishna. So again, the Virat Rupa is explained by Sukadeva Goswami to Parishit Maharaj. So today, sloka, he was talking about the Lord, the rivers. Whatever the rivers we are seeing in this material world, it is the veins of the gigantic body of the Lord. And the trees are like the hairs of his body. And the air, whatever the air we are in, it is his breath. And the passing ages, the time is passing, that is his movements. And the activities are, what are the activities he is doing? That is the reactions of the three modes of material nature. So, Prabhupada is explaining that. So, Lord has the activities. We are, see, for example, if there is a big company, is there some, for example, we can take Microsoft or Google. The big companies, the proprietor, who is the owner of the company, who is the CEO of the company, he need not to do any activities, right? He don't want to sit and doing the coding. He don't want to go and sell the product, anything. He don't want to do all the activities because to take care of all the activities, the subordinates are there. Like that, Lord has nothing to do, no work. He don't want to do any work, but all the works are taken care by his subordinates. But under his direction only everything will happen. So the person who is working under the company, they can't do anything independently. Whatever the rules and regulations provided by the owner of the company, they have to follow that and they have to abide that. So not even here it is saying that, see, even suppose the person who may be a highest post in a company, but he is working under a CEO, that person, he cannot take any decision independently. There is a limitation provided to him. Okay, this much amount he can sanction. That much only is provided. Company is provided. He can't decide that I can sell this company, I can purchase this company. That without the obligation of the owner, that he can't act independently. All the control is with the owner only. So the similar way, the entire universe is running with the 33 crores of demigods. They are supporting for that. They are taking care of all the other activities. So Lord has nothing to do, no work need to do, but everybody working under his directions. So that is what it is mentioned in this sloka. And also in the Bhagavad Gita 7.12, what it is saying, ye chaiva satvika bhava rajastamascha ye matta evati tan vidhi natvam agam tesu taimahi. So what it is saying, knows that all states of being, be they are goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, or they, on the contrary, are within me. So Lord himself is declaring in Bhagavad Gita that, so the goodness, passion, and ignorance, these are all the energy of mind. This is the Lord's energy. So he is saying that I am independent. Everything is all this. Yes, we are saying that we are all we are the three ropes, mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. We are all tied up with these ropes. Like that, we are studying the Bhagavad Gita. We studied in the previous slokas at all. These modes of material nature controlling us. We gave the example like the puppet. The puppet in front of the behind the skin, somebody acting the puppet means activate the puppet. So the puppet, how the movements of the behind the person, because of that, puppets are in front of us. It is showing that puppet is doing something, puppet is speaking, puppet is walking, puppet is dancing. But someone else in the behind the scene activating that. The similar way, the three modes of material nature activating and keeping us in their control. We are all in the control of mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. So it is changing. So we can also experience every day. We can experience. We can, if you think about your day from morning from morning to till evening. If you think about what are the activities I did before going to sleep, if you think about, you will be, sometimes you will be mode of goodness, sometimes you will be mode of passion, and sometimes you will go to the mode of ignorance. And sleeping is entirely is a mode of ignorance time. So always we are moving around these three gunas: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And we because of that we are calling it as it is binded by these three modes. So the person is somebody binded in the material world with these three modes. He can be relieved by whom? The person who is not binded, right? So for example, you can think that you are binded by a rope, and who can relieve you? If all the human beings are binded by these three ropes: mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. See, everybody binded. Literally, if you think about it, they are all binded with the ropes. Who can remove this rope? Who can relieve from this rope? The person who is not binded. So the not binded person who is there in the material world, nobody is there in the material world. Only Lord is not binded with this mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. All the other living entities are binded by three modes. Because of that, we are worshipping the Lord, so that Lord can relieve us from this binding of these three modes. Then we can go beyond this material modes. So Lord is always in the transcendental mode. Transcendental in the sense, Suddha Sattva mode. He is beyond these three modes. That's the reason the term provides us as a transcendental mode. In Sanskrit, it is Suddha Sattva mode. So the person, suppose we are all, if you get the mood of, okay, let me do the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Let me read some Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me read some Bhagavad Gita. If you get, let me understand something in the spirituality. And sometimes let me understand something. Let me do something. Give some charity to them. These are all the mode of goodness, to do some goodness to ourselves or goodness to others. That is the mode of goodness. So in that mode of goodness only, if you are connected with the spirituality, then you can transcend yourself from mode of goodness to Suddha Sattva stage. So it is possible for us also to go beyond these three modes by connecting with the Lord, because He is the Suddha Sattva. He is in the Suddha Sattva. So, for example, if there is a power, electricity is coming. So, that electricity can be used If you connect it with the electricity, if you use in the fridge, it will be cooling the things in the inside of the fridge. If you connect the same electricity in your geyser, it will give the heat effect there in that. And if you connect the same electricity in your washing machine, it will wash the vessels. If you connect the same electricity in the mixer, it will mixing. It is making powder of the things, whatever things you are putting inside. So the same electricity, it can be used in the multiple energy, multiple way it can be used. The similar way, the Lord's energy is a transcendental energy. This can be utilized by the human being. That utilized in the sense the human being has a when we connect with the Lord, that can be utilized in the different activities. Whatever the activities we are doing, it can be different way, different energy. It can be converted. So the Lord always in the mode of transcendental mode, the Sattva stage. So when we connect with the Lord, through chanting of the holy name of the Lord, we can connect with the Lord. When we read the Bhagavad Gita, that is there also, it is a literal form of the Lord. So there is no difference between Bhagavad Gita, what it is Lord spoken. So 5,000 years back, Lord spoken by the Lord is the Bhagavad Gita. And Srimad Bhagavatam, it is wrote by Vyasadeva, that is also 5,000 years back. So all this literally, these are the literal form of the Lord. There is no difference between Lord's word and Lord. So even though if you go to the Lord is going to give this knowledge to you. So by this knowledge only, we are going to make ourselves understanding, okay, this is the way I have to live, this is the path I have to follow, so that I can transcend this material nature and I can get the path of mukti. So all this knowledge, so there is no difference between the Lord's words and Lord. And in Kali Yuga, particularly, there is no difference between the Lord's names and Lord's form. That is the reason we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. With chanting the holy name of the Lord, it is equal to we are connecting with the Lord directly. So there is no difference between Lord and Lord's name. That has the same potency. So it is sometimes they are saying, people used to say, if you chant the holy name, that has so much power than the Lord, because Lord come to this particular place, it will take time. But the Lord's name immediately we can utter. So before Lord come to that place, Lord name can reach that place. So that is the reason we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. The chanting the holy name of the Lord, it is so much, so that it is very so much potent, and it can do miracles in our life. Miracles, because we need to have the faith on that. The faith on the holy name of the Lord, then it will make wonders in our life. Because all the Rishi Munis, all the Bhagavatas, and all the pure devotees of the Lord, they uttered the Lord's name only. They didn't earn so much of money, so much of this and that, nothing. They just connected with the Lord 24/7. For example, if you take Tukaram Maharaj, he born in Maharashtra around 500 years back. So that time, he was a very poor man. Materially, he was very poor. But 24/7, he is connected with the Lord by this name. He is always singing the abhangs. He wrote so much of crores of abhangs. It's a kind of a poem he wrote towards Vittala. So he is the great devotee of Lord Vittala. So Vittala is another form of Krishna. So he is the Krishna only. Krishna himself. Vittala means it's another name for Krishna, but he is Krishna himself. So on Krishna, he always chanting the holy name of the Lord. If somebody spoke with him also, he is replying in the name of Lord only. Panduranga. He always say Panduranga. Yes, also he say Panduranga. No, also say Panduranga. Always his name, whatever he is speaking, it is in the name of Panduranga only he was speaking. So he lived a life, an exemplary life. And if you see his life story, and Lord sent the Vaikuntha, the Vimana, the Garuda, he came to the earth, and there is a witness. People also, entire village witness for his for him. So how he left this material world. For when there is a place currently still it is there in the Pune. There is a place near to Pune. There is a Degu. There's a Degu. The name called Degu. In that there is a place. There is a tree also. It is there in the near to that particular tree. the Vaikuntha Vimana, it came and all the village people are waiting for that. All the village people are witnessed for that situation. And this Tukaram, he told, I am going to my home. So he was telling I'm sorry, I couldn't recollect the words. Anchikava, something he told. So that is in Marathi. So he told that I'm going to my home. So all the people are thinking that, oh, your home is here only. Why you are thinking where is your home? But he was singing that I am going to my home. That I'm going to go back to my Godhead. So like that he was singing, and he called, even though his wife was very illiterate, he was materially, she was more attached. She don't have any bhakti at all. But even though last chance, Lord gave to his wife also through Tukaram. Tukaram asked, you also come along with me. But the poor lady, what she said? I need to take care of the buffaloes, so I can't come with you. Like that she told to Tukaram. So that is the mentality of the people in the Kali Yuga. So even though Tukaram Maharaj, he left in the same material body, he went to Vaikuntha Loka. So that is the example of the potency of the Lord's name. So if you connect with the Lord through this name, always you will remember the Lord with pure heart, with the full faith. Automatically, the Lord will manifest in your heart. Definitely, the miracles will happen. It is maybe a miracle for others. For you, it is just because for us, we can say that Lord can do anything, right? So Lord sent the Vaikuntha Vimana to Tukaram Maharaj. He left from there. So even though he was living in this material world, but he is not affected by these three modes: mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, because he is full determination on bhakti. So that is the example. He lived in front of us. He exposed how to be in the bhakti. So he taught us. So this is the way we need to be in the bhakti. And whatever the situation, because so many people shouted him, somebody tried to beat him. So many things he gone through. But all the situation, he was steady in his bhakti. He never had any doubt on the Lord. Because whatever the Lord is giving, it is for my goodness only. That is the way he took it, and he walked on that path of bhakti, and he achieved the perfection. So similarly, these are the many, like this, if you see so many devotees in front of our eyes, also it is happening. So miracles are happening in front of our eyes also. Currently also it's happening. So nobody, because when ISKCON opened initially in Mayapur, Prabhupada used to stay in a small hut. Still the hut is there. Literally, it is a hut. Hut in the sense, there is no roof. The roof is covered by the grasses and leaves. Still, it is there in the hut. Prabhupada used to stay in that hut, and they are taking care of they're purchasing the land for the temple. Then Prabhupada that time told, I want, there should be a big temple, world's biggest temple to be there. Krishna temple should be there in this place, because this is the Mayapur. This is birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here, there should be a big temple, and that should not be a normal temple. It will be a Vedic planetarium. What we are studying in the Bhagavatam, it should be constructed in that way. And he told, that's all. And he didn't do anything, he left. But his disciples, he take that as a mission. Yes, this is the words of a pure devotee of the Lord. They constructed a temple. Now the temple is they're going to open the temple in the next year. And in the same year, 2024 only, is going to be open. It is a Vedic planetarium. So TOVP is called Temple of Vedic Planetarium. If you go inside the temple, inside of the temple, it is each and every floor, it is constructed in that way, so that each and every floor, it will show each planetary system. What we are seeing, the 14 planetary system, you can feel how it is the 14 planetary system will be there. The similar way, it is temple also constructed in the way. This is the world's biggest temple is going to be once it is open. Now also it is literally they are shifting the Narasimha, Panchatattva, one by one they are doing. There is a big temple, it is coming up. So this is the one of the pure devotee, Acharya, he told that, okay, this is going to happen here. But even in his time, it was not happened. When he was physically in this material, it was not happened. But his words are that much powerful. Today, it happened. So that is the quality of the pure devotee of the Lord. If pure devotee of the Lord thinking something, willing something, definitely Lord will make it happen. So this is the way, because why we are saying that? Because the pure devotees are not addicted with are not connected, not binded by these modes. Today we are discussing about the modes of nature. So they are not binded by these three modes. That's the reason they are always connected with the Lord through Sutta Sattva. So that is the reason there is no difference between Lord's words and the pure devotees' words. Both are same, because even the pure devotees are saying, God will make it happen. So this is one of the example for that. And it is said that in the same sloka, same purport, Prabhupada is saying that not even a single blade of grass can move in this material world. And also, in Brahma Samhita 5.48, Prabhupada is referring, here what it is saying, Brahma and other lords of the mundane worlds appearing from the pores of his Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu's each and every pores, every mundane world the material world is emanating. And what he is saying that remain alive as long as the duration of one escalation of later, Mahavishnu. So the Mahavishnu, once it is breathing out, all the universes are coming out from his body, and when he is inhaled, all the universes are going inside of his body. That is the lifetime of a Brahma. So the lifetime of the Brahma, it is 4,30,000 multiplied by 1,000. So that much years he is going to live. But that much years, how it is happening? The Lord's one breath is that much years. But that is Brahma's life. So, and also the Premier Lord Govinda, whose subject personally Mahavishnu is the portion of the portion. And Mahavishnu, who is the Mahavishnu, is the portion of the portion. So there is no Lord Krishna's is direct incarnation. It is in the internal potency is Radharani, and his only incarnation is Balram. From Balram, there is 4 incarnations. Pradyumna, Aniruddha, like that, 4 incarnations. In that, from Sangarshana, the Mahavishnu is appearing. So the from Mahavishnu, this universe is getting coming out from his pores. So this is the portion of the portion. Lord Krishna's portion of the portion is Mahavishnu. From him, this material world is happening. So the Lord himself is saying this material world is 1/3 only. So whatever is creation, 1/3 only here is the material world. 2/3 is the spiritual world. That much big. The spiritual world is that much big. We are seeing that so much of innumerable universe over here. That is only 1/3 of his creation. And also, Lord is saying that I am taking care of this creation this is one of my fragmental part. Fragmental part is we will in jokingly we will say, right, this is my I can do it in my left hand. I can do it only a single finger. I can take care of this like that. So like that, for Lord to take care of this material world and the spiritual world, it is just here taking care of his using how we are taking some task. We can do it within our left hand. That's a proverb. It is there. Like that. It means this is my left hand. I can do it. Do that. Similarly, Lord is taking care of this entire universe in his fragmental position, fragmental part. So we can't understand the Lord, how much big he is. So the atheist, what they are saying, that Lord has no form and is inconceivable. Lord is inconceivable. Lord is inconceivable, but Lord has no form. They will say Lord has no form. So they will call impersonalist. But Lord is there in the 3 forms, Bhagavan and impersonal form, and also the Brahma Jyoti. There are 3 forms are there for Lord. Light, there is a light in the Brahma Jyoti, and the form of impersonal is pervading everywhere, and it is the personal form in Golaka Vrindavana. But the impersonalists, they can go till beyond they can't go beyond the impersonal way of understanding. So that is the reason Lord is saying in 1.5, That is like 12.5. What Lord is saying? For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. So Lord himself is saying that who are all understanding that I am the impersonal feature, and it means they who cannot go beyond the impersonal feature of mind. Their path of reaching me is very difficult. Yes, since we are always connected with the forms. Even a grass has the form, plant has the form, our father, mother, everything we are seeing in the form. We are not thinking about anything without the form. So, in order to make us understanding, Lord is mercifully came as the Archa Vigraha in the temple. So there is no difference between the Archa Vigraha in the temple and the Lord himself. So how can we say that? See, in a city, if you see, there is a post office will be there. And the post office is authorized place, and you can send the letter. If you send the letter, if you post the letter there, and it will go to the destination properly. Whatever is supposed you write the address, it will reach properly. The similar way, if you see the multiple places, they will keep the small red color box. That is a post box. Nowadays it is not there. But earlier, maybe some 10, 15 years back, in multiple places they will give the post box. The postman, whatever we write the letters, we will with the address, it will go and post there in the box. So we know that if you put in this box, it will reach the destination properly to the post office. So we know that because that post box is authorized one. It may be here and there. It may not be there in the post office. It may be here and there, but it will go properly. It will reach the destination. That we know. That much things we know. So that it should happen. Similar way, the temple, we can say that the temples are material. Lord is, they made it from a stone, made of a wood. It's painting only. There is a photo only. But those are all authorized. How the post box is authorized, the similar way. So there is no difference between the Lord's Acha Vigraha and Lord. So whatever your prayers are there to are giving to the Acha Vigraha, definitely it will reach the Lord. How the post office it is functioning. The similar way, the Archa Vigraha is also functioning this material. But Lord's Archa Vigraha also. That's what explained by Prabhupada in this sloka. So, in this mainly today, what we discussed is Lord is not binded by three modes of material nature, and Lord is beyond this material nature, and He is the controller of this material nature. He is controlling that. For example, one of the examples Prabhupada is giving that the prison house made by the king in the city, the prison house made by the king, and the king anytime go and see and can come back to what is the welfare of the people in that. He will go and see, and he can come back. There is no restriction for him, but restriction is there for the people who are inside the prison. So they can freely, they can come out. They will be there inside only, but the king can go inside and he can come back. Similar way, we are all binded by this material nature, three modes of material nature, but Lord is not binded by this material nature. So you can visit this material world, you will come, and how the king is coming and visiting and he's going, similar way Lord is coming and going from this place. This is the example provided by Prabhupada to make us understand. So this sloka we discussed about mainly discussed about the three modes of nature, and it is explained in this today's sloka. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Any questions, any doubt, any clarification?